The progressives, they captured education, and then they tried to capture the courts, and then they captured the Democrats, and then they captured parts of the Republicans. They captured Hollywood. None of that stuff worked. They knew they had to capture, every bit of culture after the 60s. It still wasn't enough. The 1980s, they realized boardrooms. We have to have the boardrooms. Now that they've captured the financial system, the government, the enforcement arms of the government, and the corporations, you pretty much have it all. You have it all. This is the final thrust. If this doesn't work, we crush them in the end.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a tough fight that I don't think people, if you've read the book, I think you can see that book was really hard because my co-author and I, Justin, he would call me or I'd call him, and I'm like, this is genius. This is just, there's no way out. This is genius. But there are ways out, but it takes everybody to wake up pretty quick.
It's a combination of Dr. Evil sort of values where we're going to control people and manipulate people, and this is our model because we know that we're better than they are.
Yeah.
Combined with lining up the incentives in a way that corporate America falls into line.
Yeah.
Because there's a biscuit at the end of the tunnel, right? And that's part of what we need to understand. And like I'm mad at some of my fellow libertarian friends who will say about big tech, well, they can do whatever they want. They're a private company. I'm like,
until they become a public-private partnership with the government,
right?
Once the government, the real solution to all of this, not more laws or anything else, it's telling the government clearly, you have no seat at any corporate table, period. You have nothing. Stop all of the lobbying and everything. Nothing. Your only job, make sure everybody is playing fairly. That's it. And you know what? Let them go. The problem is that these corporations are in a public-private partnership. I mean, look at the devastation of Russia. This is going to come and bite us in the ass big time because we've just blown up the dollar. We've just blown it up. And the world isn't stupid. They know that. They've known for a long time. When we bailed TARP out, when we did TARP and we bailed those banks out, that's when the world knew, they're not interested in the world currency, reserve currency anymore, because they're not sacrificing for the currency. They're bailing things out because they want their stuff now. Yeah. And they knew that. When you look at, I've seen sanctions. I mean, I'm almost 60 years old. For the love of Pete, I've seen sanctions my whole life. They never work. Why? Because you can't get everybody on board. When I saw the number of corporations that just suddenly, whoa, we're there. And when McDonald's said they're not going to do it, and then 3 days later, they said, we felt the reputational risk of McDonald's was too high not to get involved. Reputation, you run a place, your mascot is wearing big red shoes. What are you talking about, reputational risk? They meant with the banks and the insurance companies. And when they'll ditch the billions that they put into Russia and the billions of infrastructure that they have invested in that country and walk away, that's a pretty intense power.